What would be the keys to this series for you?
Well, they're an aggressive, hard forechecking team. Very good series with Grand Rapids. Intense, physical. I think either team that came out of that series would have been a big test, and they proved they're the better club. So it's going to be. We want to be ready from the start. They have some skill up front. Guys who produced big numbers. A couple offensive, mobile defensemen who like to jump in. So we'll got to be aware of that.
They're young like you, which adds a little bit of mystery or a little less scoutability to it, maybe. It's been a year, though.
Yeah, we know what they are. We have a pretty good handle on their team, and they got some good players, good young players. So it's a proving ground for them. It's a proving ground for us. So should be a lot of enthusiasm and good hockey games.
How antsy are the guys to get back out there and play a game now that it's been pretty much a week since I know they wanted a break for at least a day or two, but probably getting a little ready to get back out there?
Yeah, it's been long enough. There's only so much you can practice. The guys, it's hard to go out there and you just want to play the games. So we've had two good days, and then we'll go again tomorrow short before we travel. And but I think now, once you get a day before, it gets easier. Now it's close enough. So guys will be ready.
It's a 3-4 in the Central Division final. Does that just show how competitively balanced this division was?
Yeah, it was a very good division, very tight. I think any team could have won the division. Any team could have come fourth, and so I think the first two series, no one probably had it pegged as far as who's coming out. So yeah, as you said, shows it was very competitive all year. But I think that was good for us to play those quality games all season. Good for the development of our group, and hopefully made us better.
How important is like a fast start for you guys going into their place?
Yeah, it is. It'll be important here too, though. So it's always first goal is big, and first game of a series is big. So we'll be ready, but at the same time, we're not going to get too high or too low. If they score first, we just keep playing. If they win the first game, we just keep playing, and we'll see who's better over 7.
You guys took the series head-to-head in the regular season by 1 point and won both games in their buildings. Does that give you guys an extra vote of confidence coming in?
It's tough. We didn't play them that much for a team that's in the division. Nice to go in there and show we can win after, they thumped us pretty good the one time here, and then I thought we played one of our better games of the season the second time, and they beat us in overtime. So probably good for us to get those wins. I'm not sure how much it means, though. Their roster then is not the same as it was now. So we blank slate.
Special teams obviously going to be a key factor again there, middle or towards the end of the penalty kill in the playoff team. So is that going to be a big factor again for you guys?
It always is. I think we found a way to get the advantage in the last series, and they'll, I'm sure, have taken a good look at what we've been doing and make some adjustments, and we got to be ready. So it will likely, these things kind of morph as the series goes on. We change one thing, they change another. That's just the cat and mouse of it.
Are you in a situation now where you can call Colin the goalie, or are you still thinking about sprinkling glass in there, or is Colin the guy each night now?
Well, he's been really good. So we definitely got to feel good about our goaltending. Whoever plays, right now it seems like Colin has staked a claim, and said, a few times now he had a fantastic second half. So credit to him for sort of taking the ball and hold on to it.
You mentioned the depth of this team before, obviously a bunch of times, and you mentioned at the end of the last series that you may need those guys here in this series. I know you're not going to tell us any lineup changes, but have you thought about making any sort of roster moves there?
We have a lot of depth, that's for sure, and it's nice to have, especially some of these games we have quick turnaround. So it's good to have the option. There's some guys who aren't playing who I think could help us. So that's important because likely we will have some injuries. We don't want it, so we want to stay healthy. We've been lucky so far, but likely they'll come. And then also it's competition within the group. you got to perform every night. We need that to win. So it's nice to have those guys who we feel can step in and play.
But this being a 7-game series, is it nice to know you guys have a little more breathing room than the last 5-game series?
I guess it's more of a longer journey, the 7 games, but I think we still need to have the urgency from the beginning. I think maybe we discussed this before the other series, but I personally have had the experience where you look back after the series and it was a certain play in game 1 that decided it, because typically the difference between the teams is so small. So you have to play every shift like it's the one that's going to decide the series, because you don't know it when you're in it, but often you look back over the 7 games and it's like, well, that was the play, and we want to look back feeling good about the win, not wondering what if.
How handicapped is the Moose by having the Jets still in the playoffs? Are they missing some key guys?
Well, there's a couple guys. Poolman was a part of their group for a big portion of the year, but he's been up for most of the second half. And then the other guy is Roslovic, one of the top scorers in the league. So he's playing with them. Other than that, that's pretty much their group. Comrie was a big part of their success this year, and he's the goaltender. So they're maybe not completely full strength, but pretty close. And we need to have a healthy dose of respect for the lineup they can ice and be prepared from the start, because it's going to be a challenge. So we feel good about our team, absolutely. We like our group. We think we're hard to play against, but it's going to be a big challenge.
Appleton and Niku, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Obviously, they're coming off great seasons.
Yeah.
What are your recollections of those two guys from your meetings with them and what they are capable of doing?
Yeah, both of them were excellent. Appleton is a very meat and potatoes, hard-nosed, straight-ahead player, but he's got skill, and he's produced very well for first-year pro, and I think his game fits the playoffs very well. He was out for the tail end of the last series, but we'll expect him to start, and we'll see what happens there. And Niku, another guy, had a great season, very mobile, loves to jump in, excellent vision and puck skills, and very dangerous dimension for them, both on the power play, but 5-on-5 as well.